Repeat round.
Hello, All-Star listeners, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable presented by All-Star Veterinary Clinic, the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related questions while having some fun along the way. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to leave us a review on your podcast provider of choice. And if you have any feedback to offer to improve the Veterinary Roundtable, let us know. Hammer home. That's right. Make the sound. That's not a hammer. That's not going to
That's an asterisk. I don't think you're supposed to say that part.
I know, but I say it anyway because it's just fun.
Okay.
Anyway.
She did it accidentally once, now she has to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Leave a review, people. We need to know how we're doing. So on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, something else. Yeah.
Really hammered it.
Very enthusiastically. Oh, and then who wants to sing a song?
What?
Come on, Barbie. Let's go party. Yeah. Anyways, we have just created a fabulous, well, Harrison created it, let's be honest, a video regarding the Barbie movie. It's pretty hilarious.
It's really good.
Go find it on our sources.
Can we have some Barbie music in the background?
Come on, Ken. Play some music,
Bring the Kenergy.
Oh,
there's a funny tagline from the movie, and it says "You are Knuff," and I'm like obsessed with it right now.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah,
was it good?
It was really good.
Yeah, like funny or just like
it was.
Cheesy?
It was funny, cheesy, a little random, but our video was actually super accurate.
Really?
Yeah, with like just the phrasing and
that's awesome.
It was funny. It was kind of for like an older audience. Like it had some more inappropriate humor in there, and it was good. It made it better.
So worth it to spend the money to go to the theater?
Yeah.
Okay.
I always wait.
I know. I do too.
I like my couch. Yep.
Yeah.
It was good. And all my snacks.
It
was really fun.
Agreed. Okay, well, there you have it. Okay, on today's episode, we have myself, associate veterinarian, ex-tennis player, emphasize the ex because I'm retired, and Barbie number 4, Dr. Ashlyn Duckwall, room assistant, computer breaker, rider of horses, and Barbie number 2, Devin Fortune, head of surgery, soon-to-be mom, and all-around warrior, Allie McQuarrie, and veterinary technician, soon-to-be wife, and Barbie number 3, Courtney Vaughn. Welcome!
Yay. Barbie number 1, if you couldn't guess it, it's Dr. King.
Yes. I feel a little offended by these numbers in front of our names. I feel like we're all number 1s. Whatever.
1A, B.
Let's all talk like Barbies today. Just kidding. Okay. How are you guys doing?
Fabulous.
Good. Yeah.
Tired.
What's today? Wednesday?
Yeah.
Mid-Wednesday
like
afternoon.
Thursday.
I know. I hate when
I
it's
don't really
not.
know what day it is. It just feels weird. Yeah, I've lost track. And my brain's also feels like a Monday or something.
Yeah.
I'm still adjusting.
We're
to
doing
the
great.
new schedule.
Really feeling positive over here today. Okay. That's all I got. You're up.
Oh, icebreakers. Okay. The first one is, what would be your first question after waking up from being cryogenically frozen for 100 years?
That reminds me, has anyone watched the show Foundation? Is that what it's from?
I think you told me to watch that a long time ago.
They freeze themselves for 100 years. Anyway.
So they do that in the 100 too.
So does that preserve your body and then you're like the same age, or are you older?
You're the same age.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, like if I was frozen right now and they woke me up or unfroze me and melted me in 100 years, I would be like,
or thawed you.
Yes, thawed me.
It's not. I don't think they would melt you.
Stick you in the
They would
microwave.
just kill you.
Thawed sounds better. But yes,
Defrost.
I think it's for like, I don't know if they actually, it's not a real thing, is it yet? But it's for like cancer or diseases like that. So you can get frozen, and then if they come up with a cure, then they can thaw you and cure you.
That just got deep.
I thought that was like pure science
I
fiction.
think it's fake. I don't know.
I don't think
I
you can
have-
freeze people.
No,
for
not yet. But I
100
think it's
years.
Because when you just
I
get
don't know.
hypothermia and die anyway.
Okay, you heard it
It's
here
definitely
first.
not a real thing right now.
Everyone line up
Thank
to
you,
get
scientist
frozen.
Devin.
Devin will do it for you.
That's the idea in the 100 at least, but that is complete science
Is the
fiction.
100. Okay, I was going to say, is that a real show? We're going to start an uproar from this.
Anywho, my first question
What would it be?
would probably be like about family. If I had any family
be
around,
horrible.
because I don't want to be alone.
Well, 100 years. You wouldn't
Well,
know
maybe
it was
they got
100
frozen.
years.
I'm going to go out and say,
Well, you would know that you were frozen.
You wouldn't
is your
remember.
family frozen?
You probably would.
Yeah, but that's 100 years.
Yeah, it's
You
100
think any of your
years.
family will be
Well,
alive?
maybe,
have brain
like, maybe
cells?
like my kids had kids by then, and then they had kids.
Oh,
like,
well, yeah,
some
maybe
sort
those
of
ones.
relative.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not immediate.
Maybe they visited you during those 100 years.
And took pictures of us.
Family photos. Here's me with great grandma Devin.
Oh my god. What would your questions be?
I could just imagine.
You're like in a wall.
How would you be
Why
frozen?
am I the
Would you
victim?
go like with a peace sign and a duck face, or would you go with heart?
Can you pose when you're frozen?
Would you put your hand out so people could hold your hand?
and pose with you? Or you go like this and people
you
can
guys
stand
okay?
next to you?
Can you imagine?
That'd be really
We'd
funny.
have open hours for
Yeah. Visitation.
visitation.
With your precious family member. Okay, well,
Next.
Nobody's answered the question.
I did.
Why is the rum gone?
What?
It's from Pirates of the Caribbean. Johnny Depp goes,
Oh my God, I'm
why is
crying.
rum gone? Okay,
that
watch
would be
the movie.
Duckworth's
It's
question.
funny. Yeah, I would. Where's my beer?
Okay.
Yeah.
I would want to know what year it was because aren't you honestly going to remember?
No,
it's
where's
100
my
years?
beer? Not
What?
year is it?
That's her question.
Oh,
I wasn't questioning what you
He
said.
said, I don't want to
Are
know
you
what year it
What
is.
is Duckwall thinking about right now? Beer.
I did not have some coffee before this.
Yeah.
You want to know what year it is?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that would tell you
Well.
if your family's alive.
Plus 100,
Yeah.
223. 2023 plus 100 is 2123. That's what year would be, right?
Sassy.
Yeah. But you'd lose track of time if you're frozen.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
It's for 100 years.
Yeah, but would you honestly remember?
I'm not going to get into
How would
it.
that work?
I thought that you would remember because
I thought it was
What?
fake.
Hypothetically speaking.
it's fake. Let's put that out
No,
there.
I think you're seriously like asleep, like no dreaming, nothing. Like you can't even think.
So do you lose brain
that-
function
so
and come
You're
out
not
like
thinking about
a
how many years are
vegetable?
passing. You're not thinking about poses.
Well, you can't move your pose. You're set for 100 years.
Yeah,
Your
like
you
this.
can't even think about it.
I know. Okay. Okay, you wouldn't be thinking actively and creating new memories, but you'd have your old memories.
Would
Right?
you?
Yeah.
Or would you lose brain function by
Oh.
not using
Oh
your
my
brain?
gosh. It's like going to bed
And
tonight
turn
and then
up.
waking up tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it's like 100 years later. Like nothing
do you
changed.
Would you lose brain function?
do you remember the day? So if you went to sleep tonight, are you going to remember today, tomorrow?
Probably. Why are you guys asking me the question?
I don't remember Monday.
Okay.
Oh. Okay, anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't even know what I would ask.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, I would just ask about family, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I would ask why was I frozen?
Yeah,
Well-
that's a good start.
Okay.
Okay,
I
moving
hope
on.
you'd know that before you were frozen.
Toothpaste first or water first? Water,
Toothpaste.
toothpaste, water.
Yes. I thought it was
Are
going
you
to be
talking
an outlier.
about in your mouth or are you talking about on the toothbrush?
Toothbrush, I think.
What do you mean? What do you mean in your mouth?
You're not well.
Yeah, I just realized what you said.
That's a valid question.
Like,
Are
what?
you gonna gargle water before you put
Maybe
toothpaste
you gotta do
in
quick
directly
rings.
into your mouth?
I'm getting hot.
Have you ever tried?
I am too.
Have you ever tried to brush your teeth with a dry mouth without adding water to your? Never mind. That
No,
answers
that's
my question.
insane. Who does that?
There's
no,
some
I
crazy
have. I
people
have.
out there,
But yeah, water.
and then you
water,
can't really get a
toothpaste,
good
water.
lather. It's like putting shampoo on dry
Dry
hair.
hair.
You're not gonna get. You're not
That's
gonna
why
get
you put
lather.
water on the toothpaste.
Do you have a mouthful of lots of saliva when you wake up? I don't.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
no, that's why you put water on your toothbrush.
Okay, maybe you want quick water or drink. You know what? I put water on it. My toothbrush anyway. So whatever.
Well, yeah.
Everybody in agreement.
But the question is toothpaste first or water first?
Oh, like do you put the toothpaste on and then put the under the water?
Like
do you,
I
like
take my,
Yes.
I
I
take
get like my toothbrush
water,
wet,
toothpaste,
and then put the
water,
toothpaste, and then
brush
water.
my teeth.
double water, double lather.
Really get the soap suds in your mouth. I do water, toothpaste, mouth
Okay.
because I always rinse off the toothpaste if I don't.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
if I
yeah.
do,
Just
like,
like
water.
it
Yeah,
falls right
I'm
off.
like, oh, you
do
don't
you
want to
do?
scoop it.
I just put the toothpaste
Losing
on,
brain
put it under the
cells?
water, and just.
These
Okay.
are valid discussions. These are important discussions.
Yeah,
we're
I
They're
guess.
good
saying.
questions.
Okay.
but-
Third question. I don't get this one. How do you put
It's not that
on your socks
complex.
and shoes? Sock, sock, shoe, shoe, or sock, shoe, sock, shoe?
It's obviously
Does
sock,
anybody
shoe, shoe.
do sock,
Yeah.
shoe, sock, shoe?
That seems backwards.
That doesn't make. I don't get that.
Yeah,
That's
no.
like brushing your teeth with a dry mouth. You shouldn't do it.
You'd not. I just
Doesn't
don't
make
get it.
sense.
I don't
I
get
always
it.
start with the same shoe too, or foot.
Wow.
Just if you guys
Those are good
wondering.
questions.
We made it.
Oh, we're not doing the breed thing this time. Or the dog
I
thing.
think that was a special.
Oh, I
'cause
liked
we
that.
did that instead of icebreakers last time.
Oh, that's right. I liked that. Okay, anyway.
It was okay.
Case time.
Never mind.
Okay, so we're going to share an interesting case. Who wants to go first?
I will. Mine's short and sweet. I'll
Mine
just,
is
I'll just get it
not.
out there.
I'll go after Allie.
So we had a dog come in. She was hit by a car. She came in on a Thursday. She was pretty shocky when she first came in. She was limping on one of her back legs. So we did place a catheter. We bolused some fluids to help with the shock. And then we did some x-rays and noticed that her hip was actually, or her femur was actually out of her hip joint.
Ooh.
So
Ouch.
we did pain medications, rehydrated her. We recommended that she go to an ER facility, but the family elected to take her home. But she did end up doing well. And then she came back and we did an FHO, which is where we cut the femoral head off, which allows that bone to go kind of back into its normal area. And she is doing really well and
Sweet.
starting to use it slowly but surely. But all
Nice.
good news.
Good.
Is she a
She
big
was
dog
so
or a little
cute.
dog?
Yeah, she's little. She's like a lab mix
Oh,
thing.
Okay.
So
Smaller
me.
would be better,
Thank you.
Yeah.
ideally, but okay.
She was really cute and really
Yes.
sweet.
Glad
very
she's doing
sweet.
well.
And now she's doing well. Definitely after being hit by a car. So
Yeah. Only up from there.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Bless
Okay,
you.
thank you.
But yes.
Okay, mine is kind of loaded. A couple of weeks ago, we had a 6-month-old Cavapoo come in as an emergency for getting into her owner's medications. And then upon arrival, the owner let us know that it was actually her Vyvanse. The dog ate 50 milligrams of Vyvanse, and this is a 8.5-pound dog. So we induced vomiting and then used activated charcoal to absorb any remaining medication in there. Gave her an anti-nausea injection just to help with vomiting, placed her on IV fluids, and then contacted Animal Poison Control just to see what their recommendations were. And they recommended monitoring her blood pressure, heart rate, and temperature every 6 hours. So we did that, and they all remained within normal limits, and she never developed any toxicity
Sweet.
symptoms. So she's doing, I think we sent her home the end of that day, and we haven't heard anything bad since then. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So it sounds like blood pressure was the main issue.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
they did blood pressure, heart rate, and temperature, but
Sweet. It's good when owners find it right away.
Mhm. And
Do
she
you
was a
remember-
tiny dog, so
Oh, was she?
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
8.5 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
That's a lot of
6
medication.
month old Cavapoo.
It's good that she's doing well.
Do you remember when we had the case that this isn't my case? I guess it could be, but the owner thought that the dog ate a pill, the human pill, and then he went home.
Oh,
It
and we
was-
did all that.
Yeah.
And
then they
he found the
found it,
pill.
like,
under the
That's
couch or
time I
under the
tasted
rug
the
or
charcoal.
something.
Yes, because it was not good. Anyway.
No, yeah.
Yeah, that poor dog.
It was toxic.
We like
If
shoved
she
the
would've eaten it.
activated charcoal down his throat and
Yeah.
everything. And then
Oh,
they
'cause
got
we didn't know.
They were like, oh, we found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
But
good
better
for
be
the
safe
dog
than
'cause it
sorry.
could have
Yeah,
been bad.
yeah,
but yeah, it's good to find it when you know they did that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Better safe than sorry for
And
sure.
it was a Friday, so.
Yep.
Well, I'll go quick too then. Mine is a 10-year-old male neutered Rottweiler, and he presented to us for just acute pain in the eyes and was seen by one of my colleagues and was diagnosed with dry eye, and so started appropriate meds for that and whatever. And dry eye can definitely be uncomfortable and painful, especially when it's acute, like, and new. So anyway, the owners noticed, though, over the next couple of days, all of a sudden he was running into things like completely blind. So that's not a presentation for dry eye. So they went to an ophthalmologist where they are able to do more advanced testing right up front and found that the dog's retinas were both detached, which causes the blindness. So then you go through what causes detached retinas so quickly. And on her list was a couple different things. So autoimmune versus tick disease versus fungal like blastomycosis versus like cancer type paraneoplastic. So she submitted these tests, but unfortunately, if it is any of those and the retinas are detached, you really have, I low probability of gaining sight back. Well, turns out the dog was positive for both blasto and Rocky Mountain spotted fever, which is a tick disease. The two worst eye diseases you can get, and he got them both back to back, and he was blind. So she set it up appropriately, nonetheless, to the owner, like, hey, your dog's probably not going to see again, but we just have to treat these diseases, which they are treatable, and then control the inflammation. I think she said that the ophthalmologist gave her like a 5% chance of this dog getting vision again. Lo and behold, this dog got vision again. And I mean, honestly, it has to be with how quickly the owners noticed that he went blind, because if you don't catch it right away, like it's done.
Yeah.
The eyes are trash. So he got started on treatment. You do worry about other things as well. So blasto goes to the lungs, but his x-rays have been clear, like he sounded good. And then the tick disease can do whatever it wants, but he's been stable. He can see. We rechecked blood work. Everything looked good. So he's a walking miracle.
That's
That doesn't
crazy.
usually happen.
Like
Even with
a
just one of those
boy.
diseases, like
Yeah.
you pray for some comfort, but
Yeah.
yeah,
It was
he's a good boy.
Good for
awesome.
him,
Yes,
yeah.
relieving.
Very scary.
Okay, mine is not short and sweet.
Okay.
Okay. We had a 10-year-old husky, and she presented with lethargy, vomiting, and impotence. And then another part of her history was that owner said she is known to eat things. So she has eaten socks in the past, things like that she wasn't supposed to. So the doctor started with abdominal x-rays, and that showed evidence of dilation of the stomach. And then we moved on to blood work that showed neutrophilia, an elevated ALT, elevated ALP, which are both liver values, and then an elevated bilirubin. So then we moved on to ultrasound of her abdomen, and that showed a dilation of her gallbladder with a mildly hyperechoic liver. So both organs were a little angry. So the differentials at the beginning were a foreign body versus a mass. So we decided to take the dog to surgery and do an exploratory of her abdomen. It ended up being negative for a foreign body, so she didn't eat anything. The gallbladder was distended and kind of inflamed, and the liver looked pretty normal when we looked in her abdominal cavity. But while we were in there, we decided to just get samples of both organs to send them out to the lab for biopsies and things like that. And then after the procedure was done, we decided to hospitalize her on fluids, gave her IV antibiotics, pain meds, things like that. And she was not improving very well. She was still very, very, very sick and did not look good. So the owners and Dr. Dudley decided to transfer her to a 24-hour facility. And then after we sent the biopsies of the liver and gallbladders to the lab, it ended up coming back that the normal liver biopsy, it was copper storage disease. Which is where the body, so the liver holds copper, right? It's a liver.
Yeah.
So that holds the copper, and usually it's supposed to filter some of it through, and get rid of it. But her and liver and copper storage disease, the copper just builds up in the liver and then gets to a toxic dose or range-ish. And so they found out she had that. So then they sent out another test that was a quantitative test to confirm the disease diagnosis and also show how much copper was being stored in her liver. And the normal copper that's supposed to be in the body is 120 to 400. And then the toxic dose is 1500, and her values were 3,390. And so it was very, very toxic where it was, which is what was making her feel so dumpy. And the treatment is you feed them a liver diet, and she is doing fantastic.
Oh, wow.
But she was very, very close to death's door.
Yeah.
She did
She
not
was
look, she
very
looked
ill.
horrible.
Wow.
But they found out what was wrong with her, and she is thriving now.
It's
It
amazing.
is very
that
scary
a little
because
diet can
nobody could
change.
find out what was wrong with her. And
Yeah.
it was a long process, but the
Yeah.
owners are awesome and did everything they needed to. And now she's better.
That's amazing.
I think there was something else Dr. Cloud was going to add in to help with just basically process the copper and stuff. I don't know if she ended up doing that, but I just heard her talking about it. So
how did she get so much copper in her liver?
it's basically the liver is not processing and filtering appropriately in short. So then it's
Just
accumulating,
builds
and then it just
Hmm.
it's toxic. So
but it makes them real sick.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was scary how sick she was.
The
Yeah.
unfortunate thing is the only way you diagnose it is through biopsy.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate in the sense that, biopsies are kind of invasive, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good thing we did, even though the liver didn't look horrible.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
yeah. It just goes to show, like, even on ultrasound, if it looks off, you can have your ideas of what it's going to be, but
Mhm.
really biopsy is like the best way to do it. So,
Yeah.
Definitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
yay, glad she's doing well.
Yeah,
Great.
she's good.
Good job.
Yay.
Okay, listener questions. The first one is, what are the best ways to introduce a new pet into the home? From Dawn Marie 2526.
Okay, let's start there. I guess my first question is it a dog or
That's
cat?
what I was going to say. They're both very different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you would go about
Cats
each
are
of those.
harder
Yeah.
most of the time.
Yeah. And like, how many cats do you already have? What's their,
Mm.
temperaments like? There's so many things.
Yeah.
I think usually, let's say it's a cat. I usually say you need to do very slow introductions.
Very,
like,
very slow.
Like, they just smell each other for a
Yeah.
week. They see each other for a week and
Like-
maybe even longer.
Like one's in one room and one is like the normal one is
Yeah.
roaming
can
around.
smell
and
each
they
other
can
through
smell
under
each
the door.
other.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you really have to watch both species, but you have to watch their temperaments and how they react to the other animal. Because then if you start to go to the next step and your pet that's already there, either pet shows stress, you have to go back and go even longer
Mhm.
for the time. So,
Body language is key.
yep.
Yeah, don't rush it.
I think if it's a cat too, a great resource I really like is Decoding Your Cat by the American College of Veterinary Behaviorists. That one, I recommend that for most cat issues, but it's really good at, like, it breaks down chapter by chapter on what just tips and stuff to do.
Yeah.
So read ahead, be
Yeah.
prepared.
Yeah. And I think if it's a dog, I mean, temperament for sure.
Yeah.
Know your dog beforehand. Because some dogs would probably do better if you're like in a more mutual area. So, like at a park or something like that. Or if your dog is more chill, lay back, you maybe could do your backyard before you introduce in the home type of thing. But definitely still go slow, controlled leashes, all that good stuff.
Like
to-
holding the puppy in your arms. you
Yeah.
know,
Don't
wouldn't
just let
put
them
on the
free
ground.
fall.
Yeah.
Positive reinforcement for both. Like, they start to interact, reward that good behavior and stuff. And I always like to recommend the pet that's already in the household has like a safe place, mostly for cats, but they can just like go and get away and take a break if it's too much for them. So
Yeah. They don't want to, or you don't want them to feel like they're being stepped on.
Yeah.
Good stuff. The next one says, I don't know how to ask questions for your podcast or anything, but have you guys ever dealt with a dog with an infected penis? Ours is being treated for one, and I still can't deal with how crazy it is that it can happen. Wondering if you all have any experiences or stories. I should mention that it's crazy / a little absurd to me because it's from him mounting blankets and pillows. Kind of funny, but also not, and definitely kind of gross. From Izzy.
I definitely thought it was hilarious when I first
Yeah.
read it.
Yeah,
I was
me too.
laughing out loud.
We've seen it though.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I like, they put penis down. Is it the prepuce?
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
asking. That's
Okay.
what I was wondering too.
Because that's the other thing. I'm like,
The prepuce is the skin around the penis.
yes. Yeah. So sure, skin infections can happen wherever.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it is the actual penis that's irritated, like, I mean, it could get ulcerated. It could get inflamed. It's fair
I see it
game.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think, even with dogs that aren't humping things, I think
Yeah.
they just
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Excessive licking, things like that too can irritate it.
And I think too, like, if it's a reoccurring thing, then you need to address, like, it's tough because mounting is considered a normal animal behavior. So
Yeah.
Allie could probably speak more to it, but I always tell people you want to just try to distract them away from that. And if it's due to an energy anxiety thing, you have to have them like have more exercise or doggy daycare.
Right.
Yeah.
Or mental stimulating activities
Yeah.
like puzzle toys or frozen lick mats and all that, just depending. I
Yeah.
don't know. There's a lot of things that go into it.
If there's like a
Could
trigger
be
or something.
behavioral triggers.
Are they fixed? Are they not?
Yeah.
I
So
guess
many.
is he neutered?
Yeah.
Poor guy. He just really likes his blankets and pillows.
I know.
Well, I'm sorry you were dealing with that. Liz.
I know. I don't know if we answered everything. Have we ever dealt with it? Yes.
I don't have much experience with infected penises, actually.
No? I guess you haven't seen much yet. Now we're going to get like 10 of them.
right?
Yeah, the ones we've seen are if it's the prepuce and whatnot, you just flush the prepuce out and things like that to
I
get all
heard
the
about it,
bacteria
but-
infection, get it all cleared out, and then treat them with antibiotics.
Yeah. Usually it's not, they don't do that because of pain, but in a
Yeah.
male dog, you go through the gamut, make sure it's not like, it's urinating okay, that's not
Mhm.
dripping. And so then you worry about like, is there other urinary issues going on?
Mhm.
Males don't usually get UTIs, but you'd still want to rule out like stones or
Mhm.
something like that. A mass. Like
Yeah.
I've definitely had to palpate and put my finger in a prepuce before to make sure there's no
Mhm.
mass in there
Mhm.
because it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just apologize ahead of time to the
Mhm.
dog because it has
Yeah.
to be done.
And use lots of
So-
lube.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. So
Okay. Well, one more thing
Mm.
before we go. Today is a special occasion.
Are you gonna pop something?
No.
Oh, sorry. Kim
Today-
did that when she came back, and it's
Today
weird.
is Dr. Duckwall's 1 month of being back. So
we mentioned it earlier.
yeah,
and-
Harrison wouldn't let me use the confetti popper.
Good.
So-
Great idea.
So I improvised and I cut up some construction paper.
You're the best. Thanks. It's good
It's
to
already
be
been a
back when
month.
I'm with good people.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, thanks.
That's it.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Okay, well, I'll take us out then. So thank you so much for tuning into another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Remember to send in those questions and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at All Star Veterinary Clinic. If you enjoyed this episode or a previous episode, leave us a review on your podcast provider of choice. We'll see you in a few weeks for the next episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Woo!
Air.
Here's some confetti.